Hello, you are watching interview series of leaders and experts at Vietnam Investment Summit 2024, hosted by Bloomberg Businessweek Việt Nam. And we have in here Mr. Barry David, Head of Research at VNDIRECT Security. Welcome to the show.
Nice to meet you.
All right, first question that we're so curious about your morning routine.
My morning routine, very timely you should ask about that. So I am training for the Techcombank Marathon
Wow.
this weekend. I'm going to run the 21-kilometer race. So every morning you can find me running around the streets of Phu My Hung getting ready for the race.
How about the meal or the breakfast you choose to start your day?
I try to keep a healthy breakfast.
Mhm.
So I have fresh fruits and a protein shake. That's my breakfast.
All right. If a food choice can tell more about characteristic about people,
Okay.
so what kind of food you would choose to say more about you?
Oh, so I would say my food choices are very diverse. So I'm American, so I love American home food, but I've been in Vietnam for 15 years, so I love so many Vietnamese dishes. I love bánh xèo, I love pho, so but I lived around Asia, so I like Malaysian food, some roti prata. I'm very diverse.
So is it the same with your investment style?
My investment style, I would say, yeah, there's some diversity there. I have a diversity. I'm in the stock market business, so I have a lot of stocks, both here in Vietnam and in the US. A lot of real estate investment, which is I view as a more long-term investment, and then it's a lot of managed funds too. So,
Is there one keyword to say more about 2024? So what would it be?
about 2024,
Looking back,
what's that? Recovery.
why?
I think, we started the year with a lot of uncertainty about the US Fed and interest rates. We started the year with a lot of uncertainty about currency, and we've seen a lot of that get resolved. Obviously, now the Fed has started cutting rates, which has been, I think it's going to be good for emerging markets, frontier markets, and for Vietnam. And so we've had a pretty good year in the equity markets. The last November wasn't so great, but we're still up, I think, about 12% year to date in the VN index. So it's been a pretty good year.
Yeah. So what are risks and also opportunity that you oversee for the next year, 2025?
So they're always risk and opportunities often come together. I think, and the opportunities, we've seen recovery in the real estate market. And I think that this is helping the banks a lot because with the combination of better real estate values and new regulations that make it easier to collect collaterals, it's going to help improve asset quality for the banks. So credit growth has been pretty good. And so actually the banks are one of our good sectors. I think the big uncertainty now is with the two big powers, so the US and China. We're seeing a lot of uncertainty, especially now with President Trump being elected. A lot of changes in policy that a lot of people weren't factoring into their models a couple months ago. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with all the tariffs and the corporate tax cuts and how it will impact the Fed. That's going to create a lot of uncertainty. It creates some real opportunities for Vietnam. If you look at Vietnam's exports to the US, when Trump put tariffs on China back in 2017, Vietnam exports to the US started going up 25% per year. From 2018, 19 to 22, 25% per year. And so we could see that again with 60% tariffs on China, and now they're talking about 25% tariffs on Mexico. Vietnam could be a big winner in terms of stealing market share of exports, but it creates some risks because Vietnam has the third largest trade surplus with the US, and the risk is, what if we're next?
Yeah.
I don't think we will be, but it's a risk we need to watch.
Yeah. So do you see any key drivers to boost the Vietnamese stock market in the future?
So I think as a short-term catalyst, especially, there's been a lot of talk about the upgrade to emerging market status. There was some news today about the representatives from FTSE being in Vietnam, which was a good catalyst for the market today. We're hopeful that we get an announcement in March of an upgrade. I think that will be a great short-term catalyst for investor confidence in the first quarter. The VN Index has had a lot of trouble breaking through 1300. We need a good catalyst to build confidence to kind of push us through that barrier, and I think that could be it.
Last but not least, the one keyword for the next year, 2025.
One keyword? It's been a keyword for a long time. Globalization into integration. So, Vietnam is trying to attract capital, right? They're trying to attract FDI. I think the outlook for FDI continues to look very strong. It's been our backbone for a long time. FII will be the key. Do we on the EM upgrade, do we get the strong flows into the financial markets to help the financial markets kind of catch up with the real economy? We've had this FDI coming in for years. We need to see more foreign investment into the capital markets.
Yeah, right. Thank you very much for your time.
Sure, it's my pleasure.
Yeah.